Finger on the pulse, Barry Astral writes, should pensionable-aged ex-cycling old pros either just give up or push themselves to outer limits when training with a pulse meter? I put this question to Cycle Crank Think Tank, chaired by Tony Tickle, editor of the Garmin News, the new tabloid brought out to rival Murdoch's Sun on Sunday. Although the circulation at the moment is as bad as a 93-year-old geriatric confined to a wheelchair. Still, early days here. Tony worked out a training program for me, which on reflection, or Tony Tickle worked out a training program for me, which on reflection was no laughing matter. However, I thought I'd give it a go. I was ordered to do continuous hill sprints over a 600-metre climb at an average gradient of 16%, or around 1 in 6 to all you muppets who can't work it out. The formula being to increase the heart rate by age, in my case 68 multiplied by 3, which equals to 204 beats per minute. Well within your range, says Tony, although you may be a little short of breath. Tony would be at these sessions. I will explain later why he said he would be wearing a black armband, although I thought his dog had died originally. I have a couple of days to go before the first session, and during this time I googled the British Medical Council, BMC, which team Cadel Evans rides for. I discovered that an actual similar field trial with 20 selected old ex-pro bike riders collected from care homes were tested with the very same training techniques as Tony had prescribed. Of the 20 tested, only 3 survived, and they became cabbages confined to wheelchairs with severe oxygen debt which they could not repay. Then the penny dropped. Dear readers, you may or may not know that I recently bequeathed my time road bike to Tony, as he's had his eye on it since I acquired it through no fault of my own. I can only assume that he was getting impatient for my untimely demise, as I'm planning to live to be at least 53 by 13, for those mechanically minded, 108. I hope that he's in for a long wait. All Twitterers out there, should Mr. Tony Tickle be removed as the coach for Cycle Crank and be given a program designed by the government as to keep aged and decrepit cyclists off the planet permanently. Now we have a slight little joke, which Barry Astral has now got special training tips. For the early season hard riders events, I suggest take a 20 milligram Viagra half an hour before the start. You should get a good result, but unfortunately that only comes after the event.
Very good, Barry. Well up to the usual standard.
I think you could carry on from there.
That was alright, wasn't it?
And over to Andrew, he needs that.
You could carry on from there.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of topical.